nervous to be, at the very last after all these artists. It's like, oh my God. Well, I'm from Ethiopia. I'm Betty G from Ethiopia. And Ethiopia's official language is Amharic, which nobody would understand if I used that. But I was fortunate enough to go to French high school, so I speak French and English. And I kind of feel at home whenever, I think I feel more at home whenever I'm in Coke Studio. This is my second time coming here. At the Coke Studio. I'm a sakinado. It means thank you. So my first experience was with ex-Malaya from Cameroon. They were like French speakers, and it was a total different experience. And this time when I was called again, I was like hyper excited because I thought it was like, okay, I've done my share and then I'm probably not going to be called again. But I was called again, and for the international week. So I was like, I didn't know what to say or how to feel, or I was jumping up and down in my own room when they called me and told me that I'll be part of this project again. I wish you could understand, coming from Ethiopia, these kind of events are like impossible to imagine. I never thought I would be working with other African artists, let alone American artists. We don't even dream it, because we're like, that's unachievable. We're like, if we dream it, we're like, oh, you believe in fantasies or in fairy tales. That's how far we are. I know Ethiopia is well placed politically in Africa, and Addis Ababa is the capital city of African Union. But when it comes to music, nobody really knows our music, nobody knows our culture, unless we're related to Rastafarians, because they constantly promoted us. Thank God for them. I mean, thank you, Bob Marley, for really putting us on the map. But other than that, like, we kind of are very, like, in our own world, and the rest of the world never really knew us at the same time. So I really feel blessed to be here, and like I mean, I used to dance with Jason Derulo's song. I'm a huge fan to start with, and now I get to work with him. It's like a dream come true. Oh, thank you. And he's very humble, and like whenever you meet these like well-established artists being very humble, you go, okay, this is how I have to be. I have to be extremely humble. The higher I go, the more humble I'll be. So I'm very happy for Coke Studio for making my dream come true. And now I get to say dreams really do come true. Thank you.
Betty, tell them about the music genre from Ethiopia we're talking about and why it's called that.
The music genre in Ethiopia is quite versatile, because we have around 82 ethnics with 82 different languages. The official is Amharic, so the most popular one would be, we call it chikchika, and it's a shoulder dance type of song, and it's a totally, it's a 6/8 beat. I don't know if you would understand it if I described it that way, but it's like, it's completely out of the box for someone else to understand it if they didn't grow up in the culture. Yeah, I don't know how to say it unless...
Do it!
Can you please dance the
shoulder? Yeah, dance to it.
Yes, I can dance the shoulder dance if you have me the clap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to your favorite part of the press conference where you can ask your questions. This is my colleague Florence. She'll be passing the mic, and I will be quite honest with you. I'm only taking Coke Studio Africa questions. No questions about kids and girlfriends and I don't know what. So let's talk about culture, music, exchange, and especially this time at Coke Studio. Your questions can also be directed to all these artists, and even if someone has a specific question about Coke Studio Africa, I have a Coca-Cola representative who will respond to you. So I will cut you short if you don't keep it business, which is called Studio Africa. We'll start with Sarah. Introduce yourself and where you're from.
Hi, Sarah Kabama from DSTV. I know I need to say keep it business, but can I just thank God that my husband Fauzi is here? Anyway, so to Coke Studio, Jason, who has emerged as one of your favorites, and what are some of the genres that you've seen amongst the artists here that is like one of your favorites?
It's so hard to say what some of my favorites are because everyone's so different. I will say that I've been inspired since I've been here. You know, it's been more than just a collaborative experience, but a learning experience as well. And I think, you know, I didn't come into this situation necessarily thinking that, but sometimes you forget how much you learn by just being present. And I think, you know, some of the most talented people in the world, it's the greatest gift to kind of humble yourself enough to listen. You know, I even met some amazing kids that I was inspired by here. It's just been a all around just very inspiring and educational experience. So every artist on this panel has given me some sort of inspiration, you know, that I'm going to take home with me, that I'm going to take for the rest of my career. Nice to meet you, Sarah. Yeah. Nice to meet you, Sarah. One more time?
These are the people I was talking about. Okay, so Joy, please ask a question. And please, I want you to ask questions to all the artists, not only Jason and not only the artists, but also questions directly to Coke Studio Africa for the Coca-Cola reps to answer. Let's keep it short in one question.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, Paul.
My name is Joy. I work with Trace TV.
Okay, nice to meet you, Joy.
Thank you. Now, my question to you is, now that you are, actually I'm a fan, and now my question is, now that you're in Africa, and your music has changed from R&B now to pop music, do you think, now after Coke Studio, will you do something with a taste of Africa and do a song with African beats?
I think I already have in this process, and I'm not just saying that. I really feel like I've made like amazing things. You know, we've made amazing things here that I think will go far beyond what Coke Studios intended in the first place. I think it's going to be really magical, honestly.
Thank you so much.
And then in the future, I'm definitely going to continue working. If that's your question as well, because I am really, I'm just in this space. I think I'm just gonna continue with it because it felt so natural. You know, some things kind of feel forced. This one, it just felt natural. It felt like it was supposed to happen.
The next question, thank you. The next question is Boyo. And I'm not taking that question if it's just to Jason. Boyo, you're my friend and I'm telling you the truth. No.
It wasn't to Jason, actually.
Okay.
My question...
Still love you though.
I me too. My question goes to any of the Coke Studio producers.
Okay.
It's about the mega mashup. When it started, we saw Wycliffe come to the country and they did a mega mashup. Right now on YouTube, it's 49,000 views.
Okay.
Then Trey came and it's 700,000 views. Then Neo also came and it's 800,000 views.
Okay.
When you look at particular artists singing their own songs, it goes way beyond 1 million. What is this cast that this song, the mega mashup that they do not hit as much? And also people actually do not remember. If you ask anyone here, sing any of the three.
I remember.
You pro Coke Studio. Others here, if you ask them, sing a verse, they don't know. So is Global Fusion gonna be another cast?
Okay, I think first of all it's fair to speak for yourself. Let's not tag everybody that they don't remember the Coke Studio songs. So any question being asked here is an individual question. Let everybody speak for themselves. And for that answer, I think I'm gonna let Tim mention, talk about the history of the international guests, stars that we've had on the show. Why we've had them on the show, we don't just have them so that we put out a song on YouTube and have a number of views, but there's more that, there's more reason to it. So Tim will talk about some of the stars we've had, international stars, guest stars we've had before, and then Waithera maybe can talk about the numbers.
Yeah, I think, look, music is, and what we hope that viewers will learn through this experience is to understand more about the music making process and to understand how organic something like music is. You can't have a formula to make a hit song. There's something magical that happens in the process of making music, which defines how people react to that song. It defines how artists connect with each other. And none of those things you can predict. So many brands have tried to get into the music space, and oftentimes they pay an artist to come and do a song, the artist comes in, does their song, bounces, and that's it. What's different with Coke Studio is there's a real organic music making process, an exchange that happens, and a connection that happens between the artists. Now what happens, what the outcome of that is, depends entirely on intangible factors that you can't sort of define. So I think to say that one song gets more hits than another song, or one person remembers the hook, it's entirely up to that song and how people react to it. So the intention is, like Aniko said, it's not necessarily to get hits, but it's to channel that energy, to let that music out and to share that music with people. How people react with that is just up to individuals. You can have an extremely powerful song that only 2 people in the world have clicked on, but it's still an incredibly powerful song that can change someone's life. So I think you don't know. So in other words, you can compare all the artists, the international artists who've been on Coke Studio and say they got X many hits or Y many hits. We don't know what will happen with the Jason track, but you can tell that the way everyone's reacting, something magical happened. So let's put it out, let's see how people react, and that's music, man. That's how you guys are living.